Hello, my name is Lenore, and today I will be talking about Alphonse Mucha, an early artist from Czechia in the late 1800s to early 1900s. His life, art, and his perception of the female form, and how we can interpret this through his works. Alphonse Mucha was born the oldest of seven on July 24th, 1860, in Avances, Czechia, and died July 14th, 1939, at the age of 78 in Prague, Czechia. Growing up, Muko was equipped with everything he would need to become an artist. His son stated in his book about his father's life, his mother would tie a pencil around his neck with a colored ribbon so that he could draw while he crawled on the floor. Each time he would lose the pencil, he would start howling. What his mother did paid off, as his art developed quickly. Throughout his childhood, he would use anything and everything he could get a hold of to draw pencils, chalk, nails, etc. His love for art at an early age continued into adulthood, where he became a staple of the Art Nouveau movement. Art Nouveau became a recognized style in the 1890s, with its characteristic flowing movement, a focus on nature, the female form, and muted, warm color palette. Anything could be an Art Nouveau piece. There were posters, like what Alphonse Mucha created, lamps, brooches, seating, tables, anything you can think of, Art Nouveau had a piece for. However, we will be focusing on the posters Alphonse Mucha created for advertising, the prints and posters he created as a job, and his personal paintings and prints. Going through the Mucha Foundation's timeline of his works, I see a line where he went from drawing things like still lifes to seemingly focusing on the female form around the 1890s, which aligned with his breakthrough into Paris and advertising. Looking through his work, I noticed a pattern in the way he draws the female form, and how ethereal it seems to view women. As a woman, I look at Muka's work, and it doesn't feel overtly sexualized. It feels more like he's admiring the female figure, rather than sexualizing and bringing it down. His color work puts that at the forefront in my mind as well. The muted oranges, blues, and greens make a lot of his work seem airy and light. Even when looking at pieces that are meant to be seen as more appealing and sensual, it doesn't feel objectifying in any way. However, if we were to look at another famous Art Nouveau creator, Gustav Klimt, his work feels more objectifying and misogynistic. For example, his painting, Three Ages of Women, made in 1905, depicts the classic virgin, nymph, and crone, which, in my opinion, shows the way men feel women become useless or used once they are older and either cannot produce more children or are no longer virgins. The painting depicts an older woman clearly seen as not beautiful or lovable anymore. It feels oddly gross to me. The way Alphonse Mucha portrays women along with nature and beauty shows that they can be fertile and bring life into this world, but the way in which he does it feels more like praise and astonishment at the feat, and less like they are forced and only beautiful if they do. Of course, one could argue that they are both portraying women as figures who are life bringers, but never when I am going through Alphonse's works do I feel demeaned. And when I look at Gustav Klimt's works, give or take some, as he was, in fact, a great artist, there are many pieces that feel more demeaning. Mucha doesn't depict women as jealous or in competition with each other, nor does he make blanket statements on how women wither away and become ugly and useless as they age. The style of Art Nouveau is supposed to be ethereal, portray women as goddesses, beautiful beings that can produce life, either as a mother or more like Mother Nature. Someone like Gustav Klimt doesn't seem to get that side of Art Nouveau like Alphonse Mucha does. Although Klimt's work is objectively pretty, I believe it is a bit gross with its meaning. Of course, however, art is meant to stir emotion, so perhaps he's doing it perfectly right.